Okay, and what perfect timing as it's nightfall. Yesterday I played Infestation. It was the first time that I had played in a while, and I had left off in a building in Campo City. When I logged on yesterday, I got kicked, some kind of server malfunction. When I reloaded, there was a zombie already gnawing on me. Before I could even put a weapon in my hands, I was dead. And unfortunately for me, I had on the largest backpack that you can get in the game, and I had it loaded with my prized katana, 3 or 4 different guns, ammo, food, etc., etc. And then when I respawned, and let me change the gamma here, the brightness. When I respawned, it put me all the way out in the woods outside Campo City, and hopefully you can see that a little bit better. And you know, literally you respawn with a backpack, a small backpack, nothing. I couldn't make it back in to pick up my items, and therefore I lost everything. And it gave me the idea, you know what, let's just start or create a little one video. I mean, I don't know if we'll expand past that, and just kind of little tips for people that are just completely new. You start off like I am now. You have a small backpack, no gear whatsoever. Kind of along the lines of the Naked and Afraid show. We're not quite naked, but we are afraid, and we have no gear, so we're gearless and afraid. So we'll hit M and take a look at our map, zoom in, and again, I'm right outside Parkerville and Campo City. Now, my suggestion when you're starting off new is stay away from these major spots on the map. I would imagine, or I would think, from the the little bit of experience I have with the game, that you want to try to find a little outpost. You can find them in unmarked areas around the map, you know, in the woods, kind of off the beaten path, or you can come across areas on the street, like car pile-ups, where you can probably find some decent gear to start off with. Number one thing we're looking for is a weapon. So I'm going to make my way. I'm going to go kind of a southeastern route here, stay along the side of this mountain, and hit the street here and see what we have, and I'll rejoin once I get here. Alright, we've made our way to the first little section of street here, you know, where we have the opportunity to go south down I-70. I just stopped and I'm looking at the street. It's right outside Campo City, which again, I think you want to avoid. The thing that you do have now that when I first started playing this game we didn't have is the ability to strike with your fists. But when you have a weapon, you've got a little target area or a sight in the middle of the screen, and it shows you where you're aiming. It makes it a little bit easier when you're swinging a sword or a melee weapon to be able to hit accurately. It's not as easy with the fists. And there's really nothing there. And again, since it's outside Campos, we're going to forego that. We're going to go south and see what we run into. And again, I do apologize for the picture quality. I didn't know when I logged on that it was going to be nighttime, and I know it's not the most visible. And another quick little thing here, you want to be mindful. Of course, now if you look in the top right of the screen, there's that basically a little safety gauge, which now is green, which means there isn't zombies around, or I'm not in harm's way. And it'll turn orange and then red if I'm really in harm's way. But as you're even running down the street like this, be mindful of both sides. Sometimes you'll see what appears to be debris on the ground, and it's the resting zombies, as I call them, and as you get closer they'll spring up and attack you. But it looks like we're coming up upon something in the street here. So this may be our first opportunity to try to find some gear. Okay, and looks like sticking to the streets here is going to pay off. I've got a little bit of a mess on the street with some ambulances, police cars. And make sure we're really thorough with checking everything out. And the one positive thing about nighttime is that it's easy to find the loot because it glows blue. It shows up really well. Unfortunately, we are in a safe spot here, but there doesn't appear to be any loot, which is highly unusual. Well, this is no good. Aha, there we go. A fire axe, which is going to come in very handy. And I've got a tiny little backpack, but I'll pick up all three. And there's something else on the top here. Oh, a helmet. What the heck? So we'll arm ourselves with an axe and a fire helmet, and it's at least we can defend ourselves a little bit better than just using our fists. So now, again, starting off new, we want to stick to the same plan. I don't really want to go around any of the major cities. I think we'll cut through this little area in between the mountains, and we can make our way to Oak Mountain Rest Stop and see what we can find there. Okay, just literally a few steps from the mess on the road, and I noticed there's something else in the street here, and I zoomed in, and that is a mess. We've got a good 10 plus zombies up there. We are in no position to take them on. So I'm going to try to sneak up and see if there's anything in that van. If you just hold down the control key, you go into a crouch mode. As soon as we start turning orange on the top right of the screen, which is now, I'll crouch down. And actually, I must say I've never been in that tunnel. And really, the name of this game, especially in this type of situation, is patience. You don't want to rush in. And I can even handle a group like this if I wanted to spend the time and take them out one at a time. See, we lure one of them, kind of backpedal, get away from the other ones. Jeez. The fire axe is not quite as powerful as I had hoped. So, then we have a couple options here. Again, we want to stay away from that. That's a nightmare. There's one of the resting ones. So we can either go up along the hill to our left or cut up through here, and I think I'll cut up through here. And that doesn't mean there's not going to be some in this grass, so always be on your toes. So I ran up the hill, and I'm kind of on the side of the entrance to this tunnel. You can hear the moaning. I mean, this is just not a good place. And typically when I play this, I have a partner, Link Dad, that I play with, and I think even the two of us would stay away from this. This is more of a clan type situation where you've got 4, 5, 6 or more players on your team. But there might be some good loot down there. Unfortunately, right now we're just surviving with starting off with nothing, so we're going to stay away from that. The name of the game is survival. Okay, we've changed direction, and I'm coming up to a nice little mess in the street. And actually that's another player. Lady Death. Can't be too cautious. Just want to make sure that we're not being hunted. Now, unfortunately, she just came from this area, so there's probably not going to be anything left for me. But again, we're starting off new, so there could be some items that are not really useful to her, and if she's a little more advanced, or if she's in a position like I was, before the situation that happened yesterday. So we're still going to check everything out. And there doesn't appear to be any zombies around, so that's a big plus. That's exactly the type of situation we want to look for when we're new like this.
Oh.
It actually appears that we got lucky and we found some kind of handgun, a B93R, and we have 9 bullets, and it's brand new. That's why it pays to search everything very thoroughly, even though someone else just came through here. And at this point I'm just kind of picking up everything that I find, although I am extremely limited with this tiny little backpack. So we've searched all the wreckage here and came up with a gun. So starting off without anything whatsoever, we now have an axe, or actually a couple, but really we just need one, and we have a firearm. So we're on the road to building ourselves up and being able to really survive comfortably, or as comfortably as you can in this type of an environment. So we'll continue down the street here. We're going down I-85. We're heading toward Rocky Ford, and we'll take a look at this town. Boulder City, Campo City, some of the others, Clearview. Those are bigger cities that we'd get destroyed right now if we went into those. But some of these like Hill Ranch, Rocky Ford, some of the little blips on the map, so to speak, if we're patient enough, we should be able to get in there and find some more loot. Okay, and we're making our way to Rocky Ford. Still, for what we have, this is a pretty big undertaking, trying to get in there and loot. There's going to be quite a few zombies around. And also, just again, if you're completely new at this game, and by chance watching this video, first of all, thank you. Hopefully some of these little tips are useful. But if you hold, or actually if you press in the numlock key, you'll run automatically. That way you don't have to hold down W the whole time, which is what I'm doing now. And also, if you find this video useful or, enjoy it, you may want to check out some of my other infestation videos. This isn't the typical video. Usually it's just straight gameplay. The majority of them, at least in my opinion, we try to make them entertaining, have a bit of a sprinkle of comedy in the videos, and most of the time I am with another player, so it makes it a little more entertaining. But and then also I would ask you to subscribe if you feel this has been helpful. That's always much appreciated. As of now, we've been working with channel 4110 about 2.5 months, and we're slowly but surely building up our subscriber base. And our channel is mostly a father-son channel, which I think puts a little bit of a unique spin on things. But enough about that. Now we've got some zombies here. We're going to draw one away. And again, I apologize. It's so hard to see, but you're going to find this at night. It's just very hard to see. I've got the brightness turned all the way up. Now as you progress, you can find night vision goggles, and that helps immensely. Oh, okay. There was one that kind of came out of the woodwork. So you have to be very careful. Always watch your back. You know, watch the sides of the street. The grassy area always worries me. Since we've got more just dirt over here, I'm going to stick to this side. So if we can draw this character out. There we go. Go after this one. Just be patient. Take them down one by one if you can. If you need to sprint away, if two or more are coming after you, hold down shift. And as you're running, hold down shift and you'll sprint. Although the new zombies, as I call them, the new AI in the game, and with each additional update, they've given more, like this guy's kind of running around. Zombies used to be, they just run at you in a straight line. Now they run in circles, they jump around, they can catch you when you're sprinting. And that wasn't always the case. You used to be able to run away from them. Okay, so now we're going to try to work our way into the actual little town here. So we'll stick with the first house and see what we can do. And I want to make these videos short, so we're going to break this up. We're going to call this one a video for now, and as I progress, if I can offer any more tips for newcomers, then we'll do that, and we'll fashion that into another video. So again, if this was helpful at all, please subscribe. You know, any comments are much appreciated. Constructive criticism, hey, we'll take that too. It only helps us with our videos. You can email us directly, leave us a message. All the information is down below, and with all the other details about the video. So that's about it for now. We'll be back here soon, and hopefully you'll be back with us. This is Tom signing off once again for channel 4110.